This year was the most extraordinary year by many accounts. For me personally, it has started on a big high. I just finished an interesting body of work I had labored on for the best part of 4 years. I had my first big show with Eames Fine Art in February. And the studio I built outside of London finally started to function like a well-oiled mechanism. But then, we do not choose the times in which we live. A printmaker studio is a magical place. It is where the thought and abstractions become material. There is a mystical chaos about it sometimes. At least that is how I like it. There is a certain alchemy about it too. And I also think it is curiosity about the world and an idea that the physical matter and thought are somewhat affect each other that draw people to print. A printmaker studio is also a very tactile space. For a maker, to create is to touch, to subvert the physical matter to your will, and on many occasions the opposite happens. You end up surrendering and accepting the fact that laws of physics and chemistry have an upper hand in this bizarre collaborative process of making prints. And then there is the physicality of it. There is a sense of choreography and physical awareness of the process. I move around the studio a lot and I move my tools, my rollers, my etching needles, my brushes, scraps of paper and fabric, squeegees, sometimes precision tools and sometimes whatever comes in handy. The studio simultaneously becomes my exoskeleton and my shell. It is ultimately a mechanism in which I am only a part. Making art the way I see it literally works in all dimensions, physical and abstract. And then there is time. Yet again, we're living through extraordinary times. And so when I started working on the current show, it felt like an absolute necessity for me to put aside all the preconceived ideas I might have had and allow myself just to go with the flow and be open and reactive. The work grew quite organically. I started by picking up an etching needle in late April, and by midsummer I had a substantial number of designs done. I drew what was immediate and whatever resonated with me at the time. Naturally, like with many of us, my world shrunk to the limits of my limbs and whatever they could reach, and that is what became an inspiration for the series. It certainly was an interesting experience to be both an actor in the drama we live through, and a spectator, both narrating the story and participating in it. And beyond that, working with just a sheet of copper and an etching needle provided a sense of uncomplicated joy, and a feeling of much-needed personal balance. To be pushed, pulled, twisted and turned, over and over, is a part of life. We're moved and constrained by the primary laws of material world, so much so that humans invented morality to give emotional qualities to the apathetic laws of physics. It makes us feel in control, if only for the time being. I think this work is largely about a notion of a pause. I used an undertitle of Soundtrack for Sleep Learning in 6 minor intervals. An interval in music notation means a distance between the two tones. I sense it as being akin to negative space in visual arts. A lot of life happens in those moments when there is nothing of value happens, like dreaming, like sleep. That said, everything has its value, and nothing really ever stops. And so is the mind, continues to work hard on making us human, even when we're away with the fairies. I was delighted when I was offered to open the show on what's supposed to be a bonfire night. Having my second show with Eames's pencil for the 5th of November was an unexpected and meaningful treat. There is something powerful, mesmerizing, and even dangerous about fire illuminations. In my imagination, it also symbolizes the powerful, mesmerizing, and dangerous aspects of the state of humanity. Unexpected, even violent swings between harmony and violence. Hence the fireworks. I was very keen to jar a bit of conceptual urgency into the titles of the works, so they have subtitles. Illusions about nature of existence, illusions of thought and desire, and illusions innumerable as particles of dust.